I'm just going to tell you briefly what the program is. We're going to kick off in a minute with a video from Amina Mohammed, who you may know is a special advisor to the UN Secretary General on post-2015 development planning. She unfortunately can't be here. She was actually here in this country. Some of you may have seen her actually at ODI last week, but she's very kindly given a special message to this event. We then turn to the OPHI research team, who I'll introduce in a minute, and they have promised faithfully they're going to compress their research into a mere half hour, right? And they did it last time, so there's no reason to be skeptical, Emma. And then we're going to have some immediate observations from the two gentlemen on my left here, from Kevin, who needs no introduction, and James, Professor James Foster probably doesn't need any introduction either because he's a long-time OPHI research associate. But James has flown in from various countries to be here. James is the Professor of Economics and International Relations at George Washington University in the States. Okay, then at that point, it'll be thrown open for Q&A. Hopefully we will have at least half an hour to take your questions and to open out to a general discussion. Please, can you hold the questions and points that must come up in your head when you hear the various presentations, but can you keep them? I promise I will try and get as many of them in as possible in the last Q&A session. And also to those of you who are going to be sending in your thoughts online, we will be able to take some of those as well. But I don't want the flow of presentations to be interrupted. The OPHI team, I've introduced the folks on my left. To my right, Sabina Al-Kar, who, as you know, bound to know, is been OPHI's director since foundation in 2007, which he set up with John Hammock, who's in the room. Where's John? He's down there. Sabina's going to kill me, but she received the ESRC outstanding prize, first prize for outstanding international impact. She's going to kill me because she doesn't like these personal tributes, and it will be for the team. But anyway, I thought I'd better throw that in. Why? Yes, yes. Yeah, okay. Now, to her left, to her right is Adriana Conconi. Now, Adriana is an OPHI research officer from Argentina, and thank goodness Argentina won last night, because otherwise she would be in a terrible state. Adriana, apart from supporting Argentina, has actually been working with OPHI since 2011, and she's been leading on this year's computations of the MPI. She's going to talk about the main findings. And then to far right is Ana Vaz, whose team has yet to appear in the World Cup. That's Portugal. And she's been working for OPHI for a long time as well. And she's going to be talking about the changes over time. And then in the middle, Shuman Seth is from a country which doesn't seem to be able to sport a football team at all, and that's India. I had an argument with him before this about that, why that is. He had his directorate from Vanderbilt University in the States, and the Americans now do have a football team, which is something they didn't have a long time ago. Anyway, Shuman is an expert on measurement methodologies, and he's going to be talking about two things, really. One, the findings on poverty in rural and urban areas, and then on inequality among the poor. And then Sabina's going to wrap up with a new measure that we're introducing this time for the first time, which is on destitution. She'll explain all. Let's start the ball rolling. Over to you. Oh, no, we're going to have a video first. No, we're not. Rob, can we roll the Amina Mohammed video, please?